The Centers for Disease Control says millions of children are living with depression, substance abuse disorders, ADHD, and other mental health conditions. Its new report presents estimates now of mental health issues among U.S. children between 2005 and 2011. Dr. David Walsh is a world-renowned psychologist from the University of Minnesota and joins us now. Dr. Walsh, the CDC says 1 out of every 5 children in the U.S. has a mental disorder, ADHD among the most common here. 1 in 5. That number sounds high to me. Does that sound high to you? Does that make sense?
Well, you know, one of the things it could be that we're better at identifying kids who are struggling with different mental health issues. So as we get a little bit more knowledgeable, we're better at identifying those kids and hopefully getting them some help. So, you know, one of the biggest increases is in this whole attention area, not just ADD and ADHD, but the ability to pay attention and what is called executive function, which is basically the brain's air traffic control system being able to kind of keep things on track. There's a tremendous amount of concern that we're starting to see a real decline in that among America's kids.
Let me ask you, why are we seeing that increased number? Does it have to do with environmental factors? Are kids getting enough sleep? Is it something in their diets?
Sleep is one of the contributors. We do know that a sleep deficit is one of the triggers for what we call executive function disorder. What does that mean? The ability to concentrate, the ability to pay attention, the ability to manage impulses, those kinds of things. And so sleep is one of the things. Another is the overuse by some kids and the unregulated use of all of this technology. So you get kids who are multitasking like crazy. What they're really doing is they're training their brains to pay attention to every little distracting stimulus that comes along, every little distracting
thought. Every little shiny object, so to speak.
Exactly.
Now, we want to show you a video clip that's making national headlines today. It's kids on a school bus acting so badly here that the bus driver actually had to pull over and call 911. Let's take a look at that video clip.
No! There's police in the building! No! Get your hands off me! Get your hands off me! Get your hands off me!
Yeah, and what do you make of that video? Are things like this happening more often these days?
Yeah, you know, the video of kids acting badly, particularly groups of kids, because one kind of then triggers off the other, is an extreme example of what we're talking about. And so behavioral impulse control. There are lots of things that kind of come under the heading of what's called executive function. It is taking center stage in American education because we are seeing a real decline in it. If you ask teachers across the country, as I have the opportunity to do, and you give them all of what are the behaviors, the ability to concentrate, the ability to manage emotions, the ability to kind of persist at tasks. If you ask teachers, are we seeing a decline in that?
I want to bring it back to that CDC study. It's a 40-page report, and it concludes that more attention to the prevalence of treatment of mental disorders among preschoolers is needed. Do we need more evaluation of our preschoolers here?
Yeah, I think clearly we need to help kids get on the right trajectory early on in life. You know, whatever the brain does a lot of is what the brain gets good at. So what we want to do is give kids the healthiest start that we can. So early intervention, early identification, those things are key.
All right, Dr. David Walsh from our University of Minnesota. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.